Are you trying to maximize your retirement savings? If so, you may be considering opening up a Roth individual retirement account. While some people like Roth retirement accounts, others are very cautious about them because they have certain limitations that traditional IRA accounts don't have, such as not being able to deduct your contributions from your taxes in the year that you make them. This can put off some people who otherwise would love to be able to save into their Roth IRA account. However, there are still plenty of good reasons to love Roth IRA accounts that could change your mind about them. Why are they called Roth IRA accounts? Roth IRA accounts are named after Senator William Roth, who was a big proponent of this type of retirement account. Roth stands for Retirement Options for Today's Workers. The beauty of the Roth IRA is that you can withdraw your money tax-free in retirement. That's because you've already paid taxes on the money you put into the account. With a traditional IRA, you get a tax deduction when you contribute, but then you pay taxes on the money when you withdraw it in retirement. So, if you think your tax rate will be higher in retirement than it is now, a Roth IRA is a good choice. Roth IRA accounts also have other benefits. For instance, unlike the 401 plans, there are no contribution limits to the amount you can save. Another benefit: if someone else puts money into your Roth IRA, say, as a gift or inheritance, there are no required minimum distributions during their lifetime, and they don't have any control over how the funds are distributed at death. And while they're not eligible until age 59 and half like 401 plans, Roth IRA accounts allow early withdrawals without penalty except for any earnings. Plus, with all those benefits and more, Roth IRA accounts offer one more thing: simplicity. Why should I contribute to a Roth IRA? 1. Because you can withdraw your money tax-free in retirement. 2. Because your contributions grow tax-deferred. 3. Because you're never too old to contribute. 4. Because there's no required minimum distribution. 5. Because you can use it as an emergency fund. 6. Because you can pass it on to your heirs tax-free. 7. Because it's the best way to save for retirement. When can I contribute? You can contribute to a Roth IRA at any age, as long as you or your spouse have earned income from a job during the year. And there's no upper limit on how much you can contribute each year. For example, if you're in the 25% tax bracket and put $5,000 into a Roth IRA this year, you'll save about $1,375 in taxes because of your contribution. What's more, your money will grow without being taxed every year that it remains in the account. What if I miss the deadline? If you miss the deadline to contribute to a Roth IRA for a given year, you have two options. You can either contribute the maximum amount for that year as soon as possible, or you can carry the contribution over to the next year. If you choose to carry the contribution over, you will need to indicate on your tax return that it is a carryover contribution. Your contributions will then be added to the total limit of how much you are allowed to contribute in the following years. What are some tips for choosing which investments to invest in through my Roth IRA? There are a few things to keep in mind when it comes to choosing investments for your Roth IRA. First, it is important to consider what type of risk level you would like to take on. Riskier investments typically have higher returns than less risky ones, but they also come with more volatility and the potential for greater losses if the investment does not work out as planned. Second, it is important to consider what you would like your desired allocation of stocks and bonds to be within your portfolio. This will help determine how much money should be invested in each type of investment vehicle. Lastly, make sure that you invest appropriately based on whether or not you want distributions from your Roth IRA before age 59 and a half or after age 59 and a half. Can I work on my self-employed 401 plan and Roth IRA at the same time? You can work on both your self-employed 401 plans and Roth IRA at the same time. In fact, it's a great idea to do so. When you're self-employed, you might have several different sources of income. For example, you might have an employer with a traditional 4 ounces plan, an employer with a Roth 4 ounces plan, and your own side hustle business, where you take in passive income from royalties or dividends. If this is the case for you, Then maximizing all three types of retirement accounts will make sure that you're saving as much as possible for retirement. How do I open a Roth IRA account? You can open a Roth IRA at most major banks or online brokers. I recommend using an online broker because they usually have lower fees. When you open the account, you'll need to decide how you want to invest your money. You can choose between stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. I recommend investing in a mix of all four so that you diversify your portfolio and minimize your risk. Once you've decided how to invest your money, it's time to start funding your account. Most financial institutions allow you to fund your account with money from your bank account, but some will also let you use a credit card. If you use a credit card, be sure to pay off the balance every month. When can I withdraw from my Roth account? You are able to withdraw your earnings from a Roth account at any time without penalty. This is different from a traditional IRA where you may be subject to a 10% penalty for early withdrawal. In order to avoid the penalty, you must wait until the account has been open for 5 years, and then you can withdraw your earnings on or after age 59 on netwo. What are the differences between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA? When you contribute to a traditional IRA, your contribution is tax deductible. This means that you can lower your taxable income by the amount of your contribution. For example, if you make $50,000 per year and contribute $5,000 to a traditional IRA, your taxable income will be $45,000. The money in your traditional IRA can grow tax-deferred. This means that you won't have to pay taxes on any capital gains or dividends earned on the account until you withdraw the money. When you do eventually take distributions from a traditional IRA, those withdrawals will be taxed as ordinary income at your marginal tax rate. With a Roth IRA, things are different. Contributions to Roth IRA accounts are not tax deductible. So how does this help me? If you believe that taxes will go up over time and your current income level puts you in a higher bracket, then a Roth may be better for you because all future growth on the account is not subject to taxation when withdrawn. That makes it great for people who think they'll end up in a higher tax bracket down the road. What is market risk, and how will it affect me as an investor over the long term? As we all know, investing in the stock market comes with a certain amount of risk. But what exactly is market risk? And how will it affect your investments over the long term? As we all know, stock prices are constantly fluctuating. This is what we call market risk. While some investors might try to avoid this type of risk by investing in only safe stocks, there's really no such thing as a completely safe investment. Sooner or later, every stock will experience some degree of market risk. In conclusion, the Roth IRA is a powerful tool that can help you save for retirement. Unlike other types of IRA accounts, the Roth IRA doesn't require any upfront contribution. You don't get tax deductions like with the traditional IRA accounts and 4 ounces plans, but what you do get is more than worth it. Withdrawals from your account are tax-free. I hope this blog has helped clear up some confusion about what the Roth IRA is and how it can benefit you. It's definitely worth checking out if you're trying to figure out how to start saving for retirement now and in the future. Thanks for watching once again. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, take care.